Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here to show you a tip that even though I like it so much, I don't really use it. And I made it up for a reason because I wanted a better way to have make a slip knot so that it's not showing right always at the corner of our block. I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. So now I have started using it and I really like it, and I thought, okay, maybe somebody else will like this tip. Now, it doesn't mean that this hasn't been done. I just haven't seen it, so I just came up with it in my own headspace, but it might have been in somebody else's headspace too before me. Okay, when we make a slip knot, doesn't matter how you do it, wrap it around your finger, use your hook, whatever. What we're basically doing is we are either pulling through this loose end, and in which case if we tug on the loose end we can tighten the loop, or we are pulling through the working end. This is the working end, it's the yarn we're going to work with. And in that case, as we're crocheting, if we get to the corner and we want to tighten our slip knot, you can't pull that loose end. It doesn't do anything. It's the working end that will tighten it, which is fine. Either way is okay, but when you get to the end of your row, if you have a bigger loop than you want, all you're going to have is this, and it's not going to work for you. So let me just show you the two ways that I just mentioned so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. I'm going to pull my loose end through. This is the way I always do it, and this gives me control when we do our chain and then our stitches on the way back. So I'm going to show you. Let's make this a little bit bigger than we would like because we just were being sloppy, and I'll show you how we can fix that on the way back. And let's just chain any number. Okay, and let's just do single crochet all the way back just so we can get back there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Didn't have to chain this many, did I? And am I skipping one? No, I'm not. Doesn't matter. We just need to get to the end. And here we are, getting to the end. And then, you know, sometimes we say, oh, shoot, that's way too big. Or sometimes it'll be way too tight. Well, we have the ability to tug on that a little bit, okay? You know, after you do your block, you have this. But you know, you can at least tighten it as much as you want. But then if you need it, like you're going to make a border and you need to go around in the corner or whatever, it can get really loose. Like when you stick your hook in there a bunch of times, you're always at the mercy of this knot. Okay, not ideal. But now let me show you, for those of you who do it the other way, where you pull the working yarn through. So I'm going to pull the working yarn through, and I explained to you that we can adjust, but only while we have access to the working yarn. So let's leave a big loop so I can show you. Oops, we're going to go this way. I won't chain as many. Let's just chain like 6 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. And let's again do single crochet or whatever, you know, stitch you're going to be working on. And then when we get to the end, we say, oh, wow, that's big. Big hole there. We can't adjust that because we pulled the working yarn through, and our working yarn is up here now, so it's not going to help us down here. So that's the worst way to do it. Okay, so here's what I have done. I'm going to pull the loose end through, just like normal. Then I do have some control over that. See the loose end right here. And I'm going to start with the working end. Now, no matter what you're using for a stitch, or no matter what the instructions are, you're going to add an extra chain at the end. So if you're doing something that says multiple of 3 plus 2, you're going to add one more. So it's going to be a multiple of 3 plus 3, because we're going to need an extra chain for the thing I'm about to show you. So I'm just going to chain any number, but just remember, always add 1 to whatever you're doing. And let's just chain single crochet, I'm sorry. Let's do single crochets all the way back. Whoops. And you're going to stop when you have 2 chains left. So this is like where you would normally want to stop, but if your pattern said, you know, a multiple of something plus something, you're going to add 1 more, because we're going to use both of these as the final stitch. You're going to go in here and out here. That's bringing our knot to the back, and it's going to give us a nice corner. And then I'm going to do my stitch, my single crochet. So look at this. We don't have that knot sticking out. It's behind here. And let's look at it from behind here. It's going to easily be hidden when you tie in your end or whatever, or if you're doing a border, you're going to just go, you know, right over that. And now, if you need a nice clean corner when you're working around, you've got it. And it's not just, you know, one strand of yarn, and it's not like your chain is going to get, you know, loose, the slip stitch is going to get loose or anything, and you would just, you know, work your stitches in that corner. So let me show you again. I just really like it, because I do a lot of corner work. You know, I do my slip stitch edging, and then I do single crochet around. So you're just going to go right up until you have only 2 chains left, go in, and then that way. So you're just going in and you're just coming right back up here, and it just naturally goes to the back. So give it a try. I think you're going to like it, because I just like it so much better than having that knot sticking out and that one strand of yarn just trying to hang on to everything for you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.